Well, I'll tell you, it is pretty miserable out here right now. It was raining just a little bit ago. The temperature has dropped like 15 degrees. It is pretty cold. And it's not that nice cold where you want to sit by a fire pit and have hot chocolate. It's really no fun being out here right now. I would rather be inside. So what would make you be out in crummy weather like this? It would have to be something that's important to you. Maybe you'd be out here to wait in a big long line to see tickets to see your favorite singer. Or maybe if your pet was lost and you were out searching for it. You know, if someone told me that there was $1 million that was buried in my backyard, I might go out in this. It's starting to rain again. But you know who went out for a really long time when no one even told them to go? The Magi. Some people call them the wise men from the Bible. Here are some Magi toys in this nativity scene. You know, I wonder if they knew that 2,000 years later they'd be made into toys. I mean, come on. If there would be toys of you in the year 4000, wouldn't that be kind of weird, right? You'd want to know that. Anyway, they weren't really here at the same time as the shepherds, or the stable, or the manger. Well, maybe Jesus is stuck to this manger, so we're just going to go with it. But they came from the east, which probably meant somewhere in Persia. We're talking 400 to 600 miles away. Now, I can drive about 400 miles in like 6 hours. It would have taken them over a month. Well, it's like starting to sleet now. And you might say, oh, well, it was probably really good weather and they were fine. But through that month, sometimes it is hot. Sometimes it's cold when you're up in the mountains. There's windstorms in the desert. There's rain that makes everything muddy. What would make them put up with a month of whatever the weather brought? See, they had some nice cozy homes. They had all the clothes in their own closets. But they left those homes because they had a question. And their question was, where is the one who is born the King of the Jews? We have seen his star in the east and we have come to worship him. See, they knew that God was doing something great. They knew that a king had been born who was greater than any other king. A king who was worth packing up all your bags, getting all your people together, buying expensive gifts, and traveling over a month to a strange place to come worship him. And that's what they did. And who they found was Jesus. So let's go back to that original question. What would make you brave a bunch of crummy conditions like this? Only something really important. Well, know that you were really important to Jesus. He took a trip that was even harder than the wise men's trip. It was a trip up to a hill to die on a cross. And Jesus did that because you were important to him. Jesus died for you. And so the best thing for you and me is to make Jesus the most important thing in our lives. So let's take time in our day, every day, to set other things aside, and we bring our gifts and we worship Jesus.